The International Monetary Fund expects the next funding review for Pakistan to take place in the second half of 2025, and it will continue discussions with the authorities on budget terms for 2026 financial year. The International Monetary Fund has emphasized that the key priority remains anchoring inflation in Pakistan Central Bank's medium-term target range of 5 to 7%. Pakistani authorities, meanwhile, have reaffirmed their commitment to fiscal consolidation, aiming for a primary surplus of 1.6% of the GDP. This development follows a meeting that was held in Islamabad between the IMF officials and Shehbaz Sharif. The meeting centered around the $1 billion bailout package, which was released while Pakistan was busy firing arbitrarily against the civilians in India. Despite India's concerns about the misuse of funds for terrorism, the IMF has doubled down on the bailout package to Pakistan. It earlier defended its decision, claiming the debt-ridden country met all required targets. Dr. Sharad Kohli on the telecast with me. Dr. Sharad Kohli, fresh information being revealed by the IMF. The IMF staff has concluded its visit that began on May 19th in Pakistan. Today is May 24th. It has said that the second review will commence in second half of 2025. It says its key focus is going to be to anchor inflation up till 7% as per the economic trajectory that it is looking for Pakistan to take. There have been time and again remarks made by Indian leaders. The defense minister of the country, Rajnath Singh, had once again reiterated that IMF was sponsoring terrorism by funding Pakistan and giving it bailouts after bailouts. How should India move forward in its attempt to stop IMF from giving more bailouts and loans to Pakistan?
Well, good afternoon, Megha. Good afternoon to the viewers of Newsx. If you ask me at a personal level, I have lost hopes, as far as IMF and Pakistan is concerned, that IMF is really going to, get into the realm of what is happening in Pakistan. Because every time we wish that probably IMF would understand that what Pakistan is up to, where these funds are going, purely being channelized for harboring terrorism, running those terrorist factories. And it was shocking that in the middle of Operation Sindoor for those 3-4 days, Pakistan got $1 billion. Now, if you ask me, I mean, IMF has put so many conditions now before the recent disbursement. But if you ask me personally, I have no hopes now because these conditions, they never get fulfilled. Last time when disbursement happened, they had put conditions on removal of subsidies, enhancements of taxes, removal of electricity subsidies, and so, curtailment of inflation. Nothing of that sort happened, Megha. And despite that, they got the next tranche also. Yeah. Now, the unfortunate part is, Megha, that 1/6 of the voting rights of IMF are with America. UK also has substantial. So we can see that probably US somewhere down the line, on one side where it says that it is against terrorism, it doesn't want terrorism to breed in any part of the world. On the other side, Megha, indirectly, this funding happens, which takes me by surprise. This is double standards. I'm sorry to say that, but this is purely double standards, Megha.
Right. Absolutely. Talking about the other part of it, where India has been putting in its efforts by providing dossiers and ample evidence to put Pakistan back in the FATF. Do you think if India is successful in being able to put Pakistan in the FATF list, funding from IMF would be more difficult for Pakistan to obtain?
Yes, I do have some hopes there because FATF grey list, by the way, for the viewers of Newsx, it happens on two principal accounts. One is money laundering. Second is funding terrorism or getting into any kind of direct or indirect terrorist activities, supporting terrorist activities and so forth. I'm sure, FATF would understand that Pakistan is thickly into it. There is no rocket science in understanding that what is going on in Pakistan. Despite that, India has to make so much of efforts to explain to the people. So I feel there's some kind of hypocrisy here. Some of the nations, our delegations have gone around the world. They are trying to convince and explain things to the countries. I'm sure most of the countries would understand, but there are still, there's a lobby of some countries who do not want to understand people, countries like Turkey, countries like China, and, US, which I found very surprising because President Trump and all the previous presidents of the US, they have been constantly talking about destroying terrorism everywhere across the world. I fail to understand terrorists who are on the wanted list of United Nations, are being harbored in Pakistan, and the funding from IMF happens. 14 crore rupees, Megha, was paid as a compensation for the family member of this terrorist. Where is the money coming from? Money, see, an international financing agency is funding a terrorist as a compensation for death of his family members who are all terrorists.
But it shouldn't come as a surprise, keeping in mind that Trump's son-in-law, they all are in a very lucrative economic crypto deal with Pakistan agencies, which is going to build fortune for Trump's family and is going to once again stabilize Pakistan in terms of its the crises of funds that it continues to have problematic issues with. So where does the surprise, where does the shock value come from, keeping in mind when the United States of America, the president of the world's richest, most powerful country, goes out giving all out support to Pakistan, not even feeling ashamed, not even calling it out on the terror proxies that it sends out India's way, and for that matter spreading terrorism all across the globe, whether we talk about what happened in Sri Lanka in the Easter bombings, or we talk about what happened in 9/11, the London tube attacks. They all have linkages, their bases, their headquarters here in Pakistan, and the President of America turns a blind eye in terms of his quote-unquote transactional attitude towards the world and towards Pakistan. What is it that he is trying to do is the big question. Thank you, Sharad, for giving me that opinion from your end on this development. Moving on.